At 7 o'clock, we got Charleston Southern, who went 1-11 last year, traveling to Vanderbilt, who went 7-6. Vanderbilt favored by 38.5 points on ESPN+. Diego Pavia went 177 to 298 last year, threw for 2,293 yards, 20 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Also led his team on the ground with 193 carries for 800 yards and 8 touchdowns. Eli Stowers had 49 catches for 638 yards and 5 touchdowns. And guess what? Both Pavia and Stowers returned, which is why everyone at this Vanderbilt program is so excited. Vanderbilt's such an interesting team to me, right? They went 6-6 last year, and so it's hard for me to imagine them making that big of a leap in heading into the next year and view them as an actual legit playoff contender in the big bad SEC, right? There's just so many good SEC programs, and it's hard for me to believe that Vanderbilt can definitely beat one of them. But for me to believe Vanderbilt will become one of the top 3 programs in the SEC this year, I find it really hard to believe. All that being said, Vanderbilt, if you were going to do it, it would be this year to make a playoff push, right? You have all the pieces there. Pavia is the best quarterback you've had since maybe even Jay Cutler. It has been a long time since Vanderbilt has had a quarterback of Pavia's caliber. He won his petition that junior college did not, he won a petition, and he gets an extra year of eligibility. Stowers is coming back, and I mean, if you were to pick a year Vanderbilt could maybe do something special, it would be this one. So that's what makes this team so interesting this year. The offense is going to be electric. It was electric last year, and they get another year of Pavia, another year of Stowers, and it's going to be really, really good. Now, I think they need to have a more consistent ground game. 800 yards isn't bad. I'm not going to say that it is bad. It's a pretty solid year to have on the ground. But all that being said, you need to have your leading rusher be your running back, and I stand by that. If your quarterback can absolutely be a dynamic running threat, and honestly, 800 yards, a running back could have had a really good year too. But I think you need a 1,000-yard rusher if you want to consistently be a contender to make the college football playoff. You need a 1,000-yard rusher, and I think that's something Vanderbilt can grow on this year. All that being said, Charleston Southern sucks. This is not a good football team. This is a football team that went 1-11 last year. They lost badly to a really awful Florida State team last year. I don't expect this Charleston Southern team to put up much of a fight against Vanderbilt. This is probably for a paycheck and nothing else if you're Charleston Southern. Vanderbilt is a really good football team. I think this is a football team to watch. I think next week's game against Virginia Tech is going to be extremely interesting, especially if Virginia Tech's able to pull it off against South Carolina this week. Suddenly that becomes a really big game next week. I like Vanderbilt to win. I like Vanderbilt to cover at home.